hosted an event with my friend and we called it Sweat for Smiles. She taught the yoga. I thought, let's give back to St. Jude. And everybody came and they loved it. I started talking with brands and the North Face sponsored my second event. The energy in the room is just great. It's so positive and people wanted more. So I just went with the flow. I just kept hosting more events.
Welcome to the podcast where motherhood meets reinvention. I'm your host, Sharon Macey, and this is Mom to More. I'll be speaking with remarkable moms who have embraced the art of transformation, crafting their more by leveraging the skills they hone as stay-at-home moms. They'll share their experiences, struggles, and successes as they return to a former career, pursued a passion or hobby, or charted an entirely new path, giving you the clarity, motivation, and inspiration to help you answer the question, what do you want to do when your kids grow up? Welcome back to the Mom to More podcast. So my guest today created a business I had never heard of before, one that combines giving back and, well, sweating, which I love. And given my love of all things fitness and healthy living, you can see why her active acts of kindness caught my attention. Ashley Flanagan Slaughter is the founder of Sweat for Smiles, an organization that hosts fitness-themed events to support various charitable causes. She is a certified nutrition coach and a former NCAA D1 swimmer, which is super big time, and has an MBA from the University of Southern California. Through Sweat for Smiles, Ashley has connected fitness enthusiasts over workout trends and giving back, raising over $30,000 and growing for various worthy charities. In addition to her work with Sweat for Smiles, Ashley has a background in marketing at Hearst Magazines. She has been featured in publications such as Shout Out LA, discussing the impact of Sweat for Smiles. I mean, talk about giving back to ourselves and paying it forward to others through exercise, healthy eating, and wellness. And of course, Ashley was also a stay-at-home mom. So welcome, Ashley. I am thrilled you are joining me today.
Thank you. Hi, Sharon. Thank you so much for having me here today. I'm excited to talk with you.
And I also want to give a shout out to Hustle Like a Mom because that's where we met.
Yes. Hi, Pamela.
Hi, Pamela. Okay, so I start all of my interviews with what I call my essential mom question. And that is how many kids you have and where are you raising them?
I have two boys and I'm raising them in New York City, which is easier said than done.
And a lot of testosterone. So we'll leave it at that for
Yes.
the time being. Yeah. Yeah. And how old are they?
10 and 12.
Okay. So you're
Very
kind of in the thick of it,
boys.
but aren't they all? Yeah. Aren't they all? I have a boy as well. So yeah. Yeah. So why was leaning into family life important to you? And what did it look like? Like, was it intentional? Like something you knew that you wanted to do when you had kids, or did you sort of fall into it in a different way?
The way I grew up, my mom was home with us. So I sort of always anticipating being home with my kids. She was always with us a lot, picked us up from school, took us to all our after school activities. And I just always wanted to be the same because I enjoyed spending time with her and so much quality time. So I spoke with my husband about that. And we chose to have me stay at home with them and be with them. I think it makes a big difference in their happiness and their confidence.
Yeah. And also, as we're going to get into further, yes, you lean into family life, but you've got more time when they go into school, which is, when you created Sweat for Smiles. So let's sort of dive into that because it's such a cool thing. I love the idea of combining fitness and wellness and health with philanthropic endeavors, because philanthropy is something that is near and dear to my heart. And so what inspired you to create Sweat for Smiles? Now, and I'm sort of guessing here that being a D1 athlete had a little something to do with this fresh new concept. So where did that come from?
Well, I'm a very athletic person. I'm very active. I appreciate health and fitness. It stems from my competitive swimming background. And it actually really started when I had kids and I had to go to a hip orthopedic surgeon. And he
Ooh.
told me that in order to avoid surgery, I needed to strengthen my joints and just keep them stronger. He told me I needed to work out every day, just to make them stronger. So I started working out every day, and I just thought everybody else could use some inspiration as well. And I wanted to inspire other people to work out. I hosted an event with my friend Kristen McGee, and we called it Sweat for Smiles. She taught the yoga. I thought, let's give back to St. Jude. And everybody
Mhm.
came and they loved it and they wanted more. I started talking with brands, they wanted to sponsor it. And the North Face sponsored my first event, my second event. Uh, and they gave everybody pink tank tops benefiting breast cancer, boarding for breast cancer. It was just, the energy in the room is just great. It's so positive and people wanted more. So I just went with the flow. I just kept hosting more events.
Oh, I think that's great. Now, do you still swim? Because I know swimming is a whole different, it's non-impact, right? But you still are super strong if you're like a D1 swimmer.
I do periodically. I actually don't usually swim for like for my fitness. I just swim when I need to think, when I need to really be alone. I like part of what I love so much about swimming was it gives you the time to stare at the black line and you're
Mhm.
thinking about you've got so much going on in your head, and it really gives you, it's almost meditative, really.
Interesting. Interesting. I wish I were a better swimmer. I think I have to learn how to breathe properly when I swim because I do 25 yards and I'm totally out of breath. So I know I'm not breathing properly when I do that. You know, you also just said something about the orthopedic said that you needed to work out every day and get stronger and keep your joints, you know, like build the muscles around the joints to protect the joints. And I love that you said that because I am super into fitness and I know that strength training as we age is the fountain of youth. And so I love that you started that earlier and that you are forwarding that message onto women all over the place because it, you know, it really is the more core strength we have, the more muscle strength we have, the better longevity we have and higher quality of life.
Yeah, the more mobility you have, the more just everyday movement is easier for you.
Yeah, I think that that's a great lesson. I did attend one of your events in New York, and that was the one where we got to hit the dummies.
Yes, kick
That
it to Cali.
kick it to
Kick
Cali.
it
That's
for
right. To
Cali.
support the kick it for Cali to support the California fires, and it was like kickboxing. No, it was like self defense, right?
Self-defense workout. Yes,
Yeah, and that was amazing. And I will tell you that hitting those male rubber dummies was so incredibly satisfying.
it really was.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like I have something to work with. I feel like
Absolutely.
I learned something, like some sort of self-defense move. I know how to do it. I have like a little plan. I thought that was a really fun, inspiring event.
It was wonderful. And interestingly, I was in another city and I was walking down what ended up to be like this alleyway. And believe it or not, you popped into my mind and I'm like, if someone tries to like jump me, I know what to
You're
do.
ready.
So,
I
you
think
know,
my go-to is going to be my sharp elbow.
that was great. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. So, hey, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we are going to be diving into all of Ashley's mom skills. And now a quick word from my sponsor, Ally Shoes. I gotta tell you, these are some of the most comfortable shoes I have ever worn. They're designed by women for women, like finally, right? And engineered with perfectly placed padding so I can literally wear these all day. And I cannot say that for other brands I've worn. And I'm not the only one giving positive reviews. InStyle, Business Insider, and CNN are all saying the same thing. Oh, and they have a really cool origin story as well. So flats, heels, boots, you name it, they have it. Ally is letting me share the love with all of you. Head on over to Ally, that's ALLY.NYC, where new customers and listeners of the pod will get $40 off your first pair of heels. All their heels, like Classic, Kitten, Bold Block, Sexy Slingbacks, with special code MOMTOMORE40 and 10% off your first pair of boots and flats, so 10% off of each, with special code MOMTOMORE10. Ally is reimagining how comfort and function support women every day, and I love that. Thanks to Ally for sponsoring this episode. So, Ashley, Let's talk about the many mom skills and superpowers that you have honed while raising your two kids that have helped you create this business.
Listening, it comes top of mind. It really helps. I've learned to listen to my kids, to our kids. They have a lot to say, and just being quiet and hearing what they have to say, hearing their emotions. I use that listening to the guests that come to my event, listening
Mhm.
to sponsors, listening to corporations that I'm hosting the event for. Listening really is a huge communication skill that delivers to success. I keep my kids busy. They are very active boys and they need to, and we're battling screen time addiction. And it's just, we've found that keeping them busy physically, taking them outside, keeping them busy, trying new things, just staying active is really important for their health and
Right.
keeps them away from anything that would be bad for them. And for Sweat for Smiles, we're being active. We're teaching new sports, new fitness workouts. We're encouraging being active and staying busy, that kind of lifestyle.
Right.
Uh, Lastly, I try new things with my kids. I'm always trying, encouraging them to try new foods, new museums, new fun activities to do, new athletics for them to try. And that's what we do at Sweat for Smiles. Every event is different. I really don't think we've repeated a workout or a charity yet. I tried to pick a new charity. I tried to pick a new workout. We just did a heels dance class, as you know, last night.
I'm so sorry. I had to miss that. The
I mean,
torn meniscus does not allow that to happen.
no,
So, yeah.
we had a lot of fun. We always have a lot of fun. So I believe in just trying new things, exposing people to new activities is important for growth.
And then how do you choose like what the next athletic endeavor is going to be? And then how do you vet and choose the nonprofits that you give back to?
I'm really into the fitness community online, and I have a lot of fitness instructor friends. I make an effort to go to a lot of fitness events, fitness workouts, and I just when I attend a workout that I really like, I
Mhm.
just ask the instructor, "Hey, let's do a Sweat for Smiles event," and they usually want to do it. But it has to be fun. It has to be like a really good workout. Or for the self defense class, I we had crime in the area, so
Oh.
I was actually researching self defense classes because I thought the community would really want to do that. And I met a dance choreographer and she wanted to do a dance class. And I thought, wow, that's fun. I wait until it to be inspired. I think about the Sweat for Smiles community and what they might want to do. And I go for it and make it a big event. And it's just fun. We just have a lot of fun with the workouts, and it has to be movement. The
Mhm.
sweat is movement
Right.
of any kind. It could be fitness, it could be dance, just getting your body going. And the charity, I try to keep the charities small to medium sized charities and 4-star on Charity Navigator.
Mhm.
Um, and I try to tie them in with the time period, for example, in January with the LA fires.
Do you take ideas from the people that show up at your events, for future nonprofits?
I take a lot of ideas. I mean, I'm open to any different kind of cause. I
Mhm.
just do the research to make sure it's a respectable charity. I take a lot of suggestions and I just go through the charity to see if it works with the workout we're doing. I want the event to make sense. Like last night, the heels dance class was supporting domestic violence. It just
Mhm.
sort of goes together. I just package the event together. We might be doing a Mother's Day workout, and I might be uh, donating to a child cancer charity, for example.
Yeah.
Just I try to tie the whole event together.
Yeah. I just love what you're doing. And also, it's not just about the workouts, like I know that when we did the self-defense, we had lunch, we had some giveaways, and it was just a whole cohesive universe. And it was absolutely fabulous.
Oh, thank you.
So let's talk with every new venture. There's always challenges, right? Wouldn't be life without them.
Right.
And so, what have been the most challenging parts of your journey creating this, and how have you dealt with that?
Most recently, it can be difficult to get people in person to the events, but I've gotten better at that. Everything just requires a lot of hard work. And
Well,
I've
that's
found that
life, right?
it's life.
Yeah,
And I feel like with hard work, you can do anything. So there really isn't a good time to host an event where a lot of people are going to come. The hardest part of my job is getting people to come to the event, the
I
right
can
people to
appreciate that.
come to the event. But it's a struggle, but I've been able to do it and I'm going to keep doing it. I'm learning, I'm asking other people what they suggest and just reaching out in person to people, developing the community.
Right, right. And I love the community and the universe that you are developing. So, talk to me about what have you learned about yourself creating this, pushing through those difficult periods? How has that inspired Ashley? How has Ashley grown throughout all this?
What comes to mind is speaking in public. Before Sweat for Smiles, I was terrified of standing up in a room full of people, and I have to do that every event now. I have to, and more. I
True.
have to speak in front of people all the time, and I've gotten a lot better, a lot more confident speaking to everybody in front of me.
What do you think has been the most rewarding part of life beyond little ones? Because your kids are, in the teenage years. Good luck
Right?
with that. And been there, done that.
I'll need the luck.
They can be fun. But it's interesting when you talked about all the activity you're doing with your boys. I think that's brilliant. And it's important because boys learn so differently from girls. Like boys need to be active. They can't really sit at a desk. Our son was at a school where the boys would have like beanbag chairs that they could do their work on. And the girls were like, no, we want to sit in the desks. And the boys were on the floor, like spread out all over the place.
Right.
And they're very different learners.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, boys learn through activity.
Right, agree. And mine do too. They do best when they're busy. Although I wanted to point out that we've recognized that they do need rest too.
Yeah.
And if it's a balance, trying to make time, recognize when they need, like prioritizing sleep, obviously, sleep is very important, and making sure they have downtime, just downtime at home. That's not on an iPad, not on a TV, just downtime, quiet time where they can be 100% themselves.
Good advice. Good advice. And also the sleep for us, for the moms.
Yes.
The older we get, the more we need it. And it's so regenerative and restorative that, I find the older I get, the more I just want to make sure I have at least like 7 hours of sleep a night, at least.
That's been one of my focuses lately, sleep. It's hard to do. It's hard to master, but I have a routine that works for me. And
do you want to share that?
Well, it may not work for everybody. I found that I have to watch a show at night right before I go to sleep because and I know that a lot of experts tell you that you're not supposed to watch TV before you go to bed. But for me, I sleep better when I watch a show because it takes my mind off of everything I have going on, anything that might be stressing me out, and I'm in this other world, and then I'm out by 11. I'm out and I have to wake up at 6. So it's 11 to 6 is my regular sleep routine. And that works for me. You have to find out what works for you.
Interesting. Yeah. I find for me, I need to read a little, but not on my phone, like a real book, right? It'll be like a page or two and then out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot
So
of
interesting.
My friends do that. I try to read. I've been reading a book by Megan Murphy recently.
Oh, Megan, who we met at the Hustle Like a Mom event.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. Okay. Oh, terrific. I think that's great. So where do you see Sweat for Smiles in like 5 to 10 years?
I want to expand Sweat for Smiles to LA, to the LA market even more. We are in LA, but I'd like to have another me over there to do Sweat for Smiles events and expand over there, and then even further into other markets. I'd like to partner with more corporations and just keep spreading the Sweat for Smiles energy everywhere.
Yeah. And there's so much beautiful energy just around it. So I look forward to doing more. And I think it's great what you're doing. So Ashley, do you have advice for moms who are starting in this reinvention journey and trying to figure out, what their next chapter in life is going to be? What advice would you have for those moms?
Yes, you're a mom and you've got younger kids. Even when you're older kids, it's easy to feel overwhelmed and have a lot going on. And my best advice would be to, one, prioritize what you want to do for your goals for your kids and your goals for yourself. Make sure you account for or make time for me time. After you've listed out those priorities, if whatever you can't get done, ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for help. I am not very good at asking for help. This is something that I constantly get reminded to do. And I feel it's very common for moms just to want to do everything yourself.
I think it's hard for a lot of moms to ask for help. That takes courage. Yeah, those are great. Thank you for that. And I think you're right. Asking for help is a biggie. And that doesn't mean we're any less as a mom if we ask for help from other people.
There are people who love you and they want to help you. So lean on them and you'll be there for them too.
So our time is drawing to a close. And Ashley, I have a question that I ask all of my amazing moms who join me. And that is, since this is the Mom to More podcast, Ashley Flanagan Slaughter, what is your more?
Well, I would say it is the expanding Sweat for Smiles and making Sweat for Smiles just a much bigger entity, just expanding as far as I can. I have high expectations of Sweat for Smiles, and I know that there's so much everybody gets out of these events. Just the giving back to the charity is just one part of it. Another huge part of it is just being together in person with everybody. People don't have time to do that, but you get so much out of just person to person, engaging with somebody else, meeting new people, meeting like-minded people, like meeting new fitness-minded, charitable people.
Yeah. That'll be our new umbrella for all of this, like fitness-minded, charitable, a lot of multi-hyphenated things going on there. Exactly. Yeah. No, and they're terrific. So Ashley, please tell my listeners where they can find you online and if you have your upcoming events. And folks, everything is going to be in the show notes.
I have a new video series on YouTube called Fit It In. And I talk about new charities that you should support or look into, new workouts, new healthy recipes, and new activewear. And
I love this.
It's a lot of fun. They're very short videos. And I also have a Fit It In email newsletter that you can subscribe to by going to my website, sweatforsmiles.com. And I'm always on Instagram at sweatforsmiles.
Fantastic. Are you also on TikTok?
I am. Not as often, but I am, definitely.
I know. I'm still trying to figure out that platform. So
Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook.
Terrific.
And LinkedIn.
Got it. And are you Sweat for Smiles on LinkedIn or your name?
I am both.
Okay. Right. Ashley, I was so glad that we met at the Hustle Like a Mom event. I took to you immediately. I love what you're doing because it marries two things that I am passionate about, which is fitness and philanthropy. And it's just, it's a really unique outside of the box combo. And so I admire you for like putting those things together and making it happen and doing the work that it takes. And I know there's a lot of work behind the scenes, for each of these events that you do. And I wish you the best of luck. Just keep going and plugging along. And I see great things in your future.
Thank you.
It's such a cool concept.
Meeting you too.
Before I sign off, a quick favor. Following the Mom to More pod means you'll never miss an episode, and it really helps the show to grow. And if you'd be willing to leave a 5-star rating and review and share an episode with another mom, I'd be super grateful and appreciate your support.